everybody. Welcome to the Genre of Your Life podcast, a show all about movies, TV, and the genres that define us. I am one of your hosts, Doug Jones. With me, as always, are two of my most amazing co-hosts and two of my best friends. First off, we have the one, the only, Mr. Nick Johnson. How are you today, my good sir?
Doing good as always. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I miss you. Can't wait for this week for Argyle. I am so stoked to stay with you and review it, man. It's gonna be a good February, man. I'm telling you right now. It's gonna be a good month for us.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And last but not least, straight out of the Siberia of Chicago, we have the one, the only. It's Mr. Joel Kindlen. How are you today, my good sir?
I'm good, my guy. Just, living life, trying to survive, trying to fight, Yeah.
And surviving, you survived. You are kind of surviving another kind of cold winter in Chicago, so we're praying for you, my guy.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit warmer, it's raining right.
Thank God.
That's how, it's in the 30s, Chicago in the 30s. That's springtime.
That's springtime. Yeah, he's not
Chicago springtime, you know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, but man, glad you guys are here. Glad you all are here. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're new to the show, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This is episode number 40 of the Genre of Your Life podcast. As always, guys, you can find the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. Actually, you know what? Google Podcasts will be going away this month, unfortunately. I got an email yesterday from the podcast people that we produce with. So we'll be transitioning to YouTube Music, which apparently is kind of the same thing. So I will say from going on now, it will be Amazon, it will be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, and Amazon Music, and wherever you get your podcast needs met. We also have a full audio show on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Midway Avenue Productions. When you're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or whatever, follow, subscribe, review, rate. We've been seeing a lot of your reviews and ratings. Thank you so much for the support. Again, we love hearing your feedback, good or bad. If you want a negative review, hey, it's fine. We'll take it. We want to hear from you. Your feedback means a lot to us. But thank you guys. Seriously, we love reading your reviews. It warms our hearts that you care about us and this show a lot. So please don't forget to review, rate, share the word with us, with your friends and fellow podcast fans or whatever. But seriously, the ongoing support means the world to us. So thank you guys again for everything. It truly does mean the world to us. And I'll plug one more thing before we start the show too, is that if you go to our Instagram page, Instagram at Midway Avenue Productions, hit our link tree. It's not an ad, it's not a paid sponsor. We're trying to get a paid sponsor or an ad, maybe a sponsorship from these people. But IMAX will be hosting fan first screenings for Dune Part 2 on Sunday, February 25th, I believe, at 7 p.m. So if you have an IMAX near you, if you want to spend up the extra few bucks to go see the Dune Part 2 in IMAX, go to our link tree. The third or fourth link will be the Dune Part 2 link. So put your zip code in or local city. It'll have a list of theaters you can check out. You can get tickets on Atom Tickets, AMC Theaters, or Fandango. Again, not a paid sponsor or ad. I just want to throw this out there that hopefully kind of manifesting that we might get a paid sponsor by IMAX or WB one day. But if you're a Dune fan, sci-fi fan, Frank Herbert fan, Denis Villeneuve fan, I think it's going to be a great movie. If you love the first movie like we do, check it out. But yeah, so our link tree, or again, go on Fandango or whatever, but our link tree, we have a link so you can look for tickets for the Dune Part 2 fan first screening. So to see you guys there, Nick and I will be there on February 25th. But thank you guys again for your ongoing support. Alrighty, boys. So again, not really a full review this week. Then we got a lot on the pipeline next month. We're gonna play another game this week, which I'm looking forward to. But before we begin, I'm gonna do a quick review of the new Peacock original series. Funny enough, is Ted, which is, again, we all know from the Seth MacFarlane, Mark Wahlberg movies that came out about, I feel old now saying this, 10 years ago, which is kind of crazy to believe.
With your old ass.
I was watching it the other day and I was like, damn, this movie legit came out 10 years ago. What the fuck? Like, I remember seeing it with like Joe when we were in fucking like high school, and I was just like, no way, it's been 10 years. I remember seeing Ted 2 with him. It was like him and I in the theater just laughing our ass off because no one was in the theater with us. And it was just like, I was like, all right, sure. And it just kind of brought back some memories. So I love those movies. They're silly. They're very family guy, Seth MacFarlane kind of humor. I'll tell you what, guys, I love this show. I love the show so much. This show made me laugh out loud so many times. Like I'll be eating my dinner or lunch or whatever, and I'd like stop eating because I was laughing so hard. Like I was cracking up because first off, I think caught me by surprise of like I was like, okay, can you do TED 2024? Because the political climate and comedy is very sensitive nowadays and very delicate. So I was
Mm.
like, when they announced it, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be probably some like watered down, like not funny television or whatever. I was like, I'm kind of worried because I love the first two movies a lot, and I like both. I also love his Million Ways Down the West movie a lot. I was like, I don't know, man, can he survive this in this climate, whatever? I was wrong. I'm telling you, there were some jokes that had me laughing out loud to a point where Zeta was like, "Why are you so loud? What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "I'm watching this TED series. It's fucking hilarious. This is so funny."
Wow.
Um, it's funny, guys. If you guys have Peacock or if you get a chance to watch it, it's 8 episodes, like 40 to 30 minute episodes. They go by really quick. And I'm telling you, I was hurting it. I was hurting at times how much I was laughing because I was just
Jeez.
cracking. I was cracking up, and the chemistry between it's set in the '90s in Boston. It's a prequel. It's a prequel series to the movie. So this is before like Mark Wahlberg became Mark Wahlberg, obviously before like he meets Mila Kunis and Miss Seyfried, the whole shenanigans. So it's kind
Hmm.
of it's basically Ted in the '90s Boston with his human played by I'm blanking on this kid's name. He was in the first Purge, the first Purge movie, not the first Purge, but like the Purge number
The one with
one.
Ethan Hawke?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
that kid, yeah,
Okay.
who I haven't seen that kid in probably anything since. No, no, no offense to him. Uh, no offense to him. But I was like, oh, it's the kid from Purge. Max Burkholder. And McFarlane comes back to voice Ted. He directs the entire uh 7 episodes.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
and it's funny, man. The chemistry between Ted and the young John played by Max Burkholder, it really works. You can see how this kid will become up to be Mark Wahlberg eventually in the movies. It's very funny. It has a lot of heart at times. Definitely raunchy, a lot of kind of crude humor. But
Mm-hmm.
again, guys, there were some jokes that really had me just cracking out loud. Where I was like, okay, this is the McFarlane I like of his humor. Like, I like Family Guy to a degree sometimes, but then it can get a little like repetitive and annoying. I thought that it was 7 episodes straight. I thought the runtime for each episode was very kind of just well paced and just kind of just very just condensed very well. And there's a few jokes I'm gonna highlight that I'm not trying to like spoil anything, but like there's two jokes I kept thinking about while I was thinking about the show that had me laughing so much. In the first episode, right, there's a scene where like Ted's going to high school for the first time, and funny enough, this is all filmed right on the Universal lot. So
Hmm.
the clock tower from Back to the Future is their high school, which is really funny, and
Wow.
you can tell like oh wait, Universal lot, Universal lot, Universal lot. It's all like sound stages and sets. You can tell it's like all like Hollywood stuff, whatever. You can probably cheap to film it there. There's a
Hmm.
scene where like they're going to school, whatever, and Ted goes, "Wow, what a diverse group of kids. It's like all white kids in like suburban Boston, right?" And then the young John goes like, "We had an Indian kid last year. He was cool before they got him." And Ted goes,
Oh
"Wait, wait,
my.
wait. What do you mean they got him?" And the young kid he was like, nice guy. He used to share his fruit roll-ups and ding dongs, whatever. And Ted goes, but wait, what do you mean they got him? And like he just keeps asking him, and like the young John just keeps fucking like ignoring the question.
Oh my God.
I'm just it keeps going. It cracked me up. And the second joke that cracked me up it was so much because it was like it's kind of relatable if you're a 16-year-old kid like discovering adult films. I'll keep it that way for the first time. Like you're going through puberty or whatever, you're kind of like interested to see what's going on, and Ted and young John want to like rent a adult video from Blockbuster, which is funny enough. They can't because they're not 18 whatever, so they get their friend to do it for them whatever, and they come back with a
Hmm.
big pile of tapes right for the night, and then Ted grabs the tape and he goes, interracial butt play, thank you MLK.
Oh my God. Seth
Dude, I'm
MacFarlane, man.
And
Golly.
I'm just crying, dude. I remember I was on my island eating my fucking like sandwich or whatever, and I'm crying because it came out of nowhere, and like he said it like so nonchalantly that had me just in stitches, dude. I was like, wow, this is really funny. And I was so glad I saw everyone like on TikTok and YouTube or like fellow critics like liking this show a lot. And I was like, okay, I'll go like, oh wait, I'm liking the show a little too much. How are other people liking it? It got decent reviews. Not the best review, it got decent reviews. But everyone on TikTok was saying this show is hilarious. This is hilarious. And I was like, okay, I'm glad that everyone's liking this. And I really give a lot of props to McFarlane and also Peacock for this could have been like watered down comedy show whatever. But I feel like he's kind of gained the right to kind of like still kind of make those like out there jokes without kind of being too offensive. But I mean, you might think it might be offensive to who you ask or who watches it. But like, I was really surprised that he was allowed to get away with some of the stuff that he said in the show. I was like, wow, I give a lot of props to Peacock, McFarlane, the crew, with the cast, whatever. Just 'cause I feel like comedy's in a very weird spot right now in terms of comedy movies and comedy shows. Comedies are definitely they're not as big as they were in the theaters anymore as they used to be. So it's all like Peacock and streaming and Netflix, whatever. But those can get kind of like not well received or kind of watered down. But yeah, I was very kind of pleased with this show. And it works, man. It works. And if you're a Ted fan, you're a McFarlane fan, whatever, comedy fan, this show is definitely worth the watch. I'm gonna give it really a solid 9 out of 10 because I really laughed my ass off. Like I was laughing hysterically at times, and I was rewinding stuff back and forth because I was laughing too hard. While I was like, man, I was like that kind of a belly laugh. You kind of feel it in your stomach. And
Damn.
man, I was having a good time with it. I was texting Joe. I was texting Joe. I'm like, bro, the joke is hilarious. And poor Joe was probably like, all right, motherfucker, I'll watch the show myself. But just like, I'll keep telling them jokes that made me crack up because we saw the first two together in high school. But if you have Peacock or if you know someone that has Peacock, whatever, watch it. It's definitely worth all 7 episodes. It's a good show. I liked it a lot.
I'm on 2 because I get secondhand embarrassment so badly. So I was just like, I'll
Are you
come
liking
back
it though?
to this.
Are you
The
liking
first
it?
one had me dying laughing. No, it's
See?
really fun. It's funny as fuck. And like he said, like the kid is really good at doing
He's
Mark Wahlberg,
really good.
especially with that fucking accent. You know what I mean? It's fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous. And
there
it's so funny because you can tell, like, like Ted is still like not the Ted from the movie we had, So I was
no,
like,
he's
they're
not.
they're going towards it, Ted is still in a way innocent and everything, so it's great. So
Okay.
yeah, I definitely gotta get back to it and stop getting, so embarrassed. Like it's secondhand cringe, how that. It's just like, oh, I can't do this, like,
Uh,
basically. So, but I definitely will definitely check it out.
did you see the part yet? The banker one.
I'm only on episode 2.
Okay, I forgot which one that was, but there's a scene where they're in the bank with a teller. Watch that scene. That scene is so weird, but it's so funny. It's
I
so
definitely
weird,
will.
but it's so funny. It's like in regards to a diaper, it's all I'll say. And it was really funny.
Mhm.
And there's something too. What do you say, Joe, in the first episode, where like he's buying weed from that girl and her friend, and he goes, "Yeah, I was stunned over for so and so," and he goes, "Yes, not a tall Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller." He
Oh,
goes,
Ben
"Yes,
Stiller, yeah.
he goes, I was a stunt double for Ben Stiller on this show, whatever." And then Ted goes, "Yeah, not a tall man." And it's so like that McFarlane kind of humor was like the very kind of specific kind of like that's a reach kind of thing, but like the way it's delivered is really funny. You're like, okay, he can get away with it because it's that funny. But there were some funny things. Oh, it's in the trailer too, where like they're talking to this kind of hot girl in the neighborhood, whatever, and then the girl's like, "Oh, you have sweaty hands." He goes, "Yeah, I said diarrhea." And Ted goes, "I am
Oh no, yeah,
Ted."
because she goes, oh, like I hope, she was like, I was like, did you just get out of the bathroom? And he was like, yeah, I just had diarrhea. she,
Ted
and
just like,
Ted looks at him and then just starts talking to
he goes,
her.
"Hi, I'm Ted."
Yeah, and then he doubles down and he's just like, it was really bad diarrhea, blah blah blah. But I wash my hands and everything, so we're all good. And then Ted just goes, Jesus Christ, and then takes control of the conversation, like, hey, we're trying my weed. Fucking
This show
hell,
sounds
man.
wild.
It's
It
so
This show
is.
sounds
funny,
funny as
dude.
hell.
It's
It's fun.
fucking nuts.
And to Joe's point, real quick, before before we move on, you're right. The kid doing the Boston accent is very like young Mark Wahlberg accent, which is really good. Um, there are some accents in the show that are kind of just like a little over. Probably one of not the only few gripes I had with the show was that some of the accents are kind of just like, yeah, Harbar, or like, yeah, wicked smart. Like it's very kind of just like a little overdone. We're like, okay, it's Boston. It's pretty easy because easy Boston accent, but like it's a little annoying for the non-Bostonian actors, but like I do think that the kid playing young Wahlberg is a great like Boston accent, but some of the other characters are like, even the parents at times are kind of just like, it's a little overdone, but it's kind of nitpicking a little bit of the show. But yeah, keep watching it, Joe. If Nick, if you ever watch it, it's funny. It's honestly really one of the funniest shows I've probably seen in a long time. It's definitely worth the watch.
Okay, but I'm gonna have to look into it.
It's funny, but yeah, man, it's stupid, but it's funny. Uh, Before we go on too, so this is pretty cool actually. If we do our game of the night, so last night, so we're kind of in that weird limbo right now of movies, guys, where it's just like we got nothing kind of coming out because it's kind of January. We had The Beekeeper, we had Mean Girls, and we had Night Swim. And that was kind of like cool, three big studio movies. And now, the next 2 weeks, we are gonna have nothing until Argyle next week, and then you and I are seeing it on Tuesday, Nick.
Hell yeah.
But like we're there's nothing really coming out for the rest of January, so it's kind of weird. Of like, all right, what are we gonna watch? I guess we stay at home. It's gonna be kind of dip in the box office. But I'll tell you what, and this is why I love IMAX a lot, and I'm praying for this one thing too. IMAX is really cool because, well, for us, I'm so bummed about our childhood IMAX in Chicago it was now destroyed because they put in a fucking touristy fly with me in Chicago thing, which is so stupid.
What?
So yeah, dude, our the IMAX where the first Dark Knight ever premiered in is now gone, which is really
Oh my
fucking
God.
sad, dude. Like the first time Dark Knight ever played in IMAX was the one growing up in our downtown Chicago Navy Pier, and it's like iconic, dude. It was like so many big movies were filmed there. Chris Nolan had his, he
Wow.
tested a lot of his movies were there for Dark Knight and Batman Begins and other movies. It's like iconic.
Yeah.
AMC bought it. AMC bought it like a couple years ago, and then COVID said, "Yeah, fuck it, we're gonna close it down," which really sucks because Joe saw a few movies there too. It's a really
Yeah, I saw
it's the full IMAX.
Godzilla, and I saw. I took my nephew to
Aquaman.
go see Godzilla with me, and then I took my mom to go see. I saw Aquaman first. I took my mom with me to go see Aquaman, which was pretty dope. And then and then Doug got me tickets to go see Godzilla, which I took my nephew with me, and it was fucking badass. My nephew loved it, and while we were waiting, we met like people who have traveled like the country and have gone to anything Godzilla. Like they saw the original films and like they're gigantic Godzilla fans and this and that. I was like, dude, and being able to talk to him was really dope. And having my nephew there to to see like that this is like a dope ass thing. Movies aren't just like movies. That there's more to it. So being able to take them there with me, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. So I was
It's
really sad when
they got rid of it. I remember
yeah.
you and I were like, dude, me and Joe on the phone were like, no, because it's the same. It was the same size IMAX as ours, Nick, and AZ Mills, where it's the full 143 top to bottom IMAX, and that was the. I
Hmm.
mean, we have one. I think it's in the Grand Canyon, which is weird. Like our one obviously is AZ Mills. We saw a lot of our IMAX movies there, and so Chicago only had that was the only real IMAX in Chicago. The other ones that are in Chicago are the one it's at the Regal Western Avenue, and that's kind of like how when you and I saw Hunger Games and the
Oh.
first Dune. It's an IMAX, but it's only the 190. It's not a full AZ Mills IMAX, obviously.
Hmm.
So IMAX is doing this thing now. They're re-releasing a lot of their movies back in IMAX, which is really cool. So,
Okay.
I'm watching my brother this week. My parents are gone, so I'm like, I want to see a movie with him. What can we see? Whatever. I don't want to see this. I already saw that. Whatever. And I was like, okay. Oh, cool. So Fandango, like, oh, Dune's coming back to IMAX, and I was like, cool. I love the first Dune. I want to see it in IMAX before the new one comes out. Whatever. And it's really cool that not only was it packed and sold out, it's because it was just like, okay, one thing too is that I'm kind of mad at WB for this as well. WB did not release the first Dune on home video in IMAX, which is really fucking weird. Which is really weird because if you watch like Nope or Interstellar or Dunkirk or Dark Knight, whatever, or The Hunger Games: Catching Fire, whatever, those movies you can watch on the Blu-ray or the IMAX aspect ratios, which is really cool. It's why I still buy physical media. For some reason, even though Denis shot Dune in IMAX and they shot part two in IMAX too, you can't watch the IMAX scenes anywhere else. You just can't. You just can't. And it's like, wait, what? So when I heard that IMAX going to re-release Dune IMAX, I was like, well, it's a premium, obviously, but I was like, you know what? I own the Dune 4K Steelbook at home, but I was like, man, I would kill to see the IMAX scenes again one last time. Worth it. Worth how much money I paid for it. And I'll tell you, but it was so cool going in, and for a movie that you watch at home or on HBO Max for like free, a place was packed to the brim. There was like no empty seats, and I was like, this is so cool that IMAX know they're capitalizing on this. Hey, Dune Part 2 is coming out again soon, and let's just capitalize it. And what's really cool is that if you went to the screening last night, the re-release, whatever, you got a chance to go see. We got tickets to go see the Dune Part 2 early now, and I was like, I got tickets, and I took Nick, bro, be free February 25th, man. This is crazy because we saw it early because we had a chance to go see the tickets early, which is really cool. I'm like, oh, awesome. So I'm really glad they're doing this because now this is pretty cool. They're gonna re-release Tenet in IMAX, which is really cool. Which is really cool, and I'm like, you know what? I give IMAX a lot of props for like.
I wonder if they're gonna put that one little thing that they had and never showed again in it.
Which thing?
Remember when he's climbing the ladder and as you see, him from up top, you see a body at the bottom. They took that out from the theater version, and people are like, "Whose body is that? Is that his, or is that someone else's?" And some people think it's if you haven't seen it by now, that's your own. But some people think it might be what is it called? What's his name? Ron Pattinson's body. Or something like that, okay. and I'm like, that looked like himself, that looked like his body, not Robert Pattinson. So I'm just curious if they're gonna put that back in there,
It's cool what they're doing this too, because when that came out, I get it. Chris Nolan and WB want to be like, we're a safe cinema, and it came out like right during the heart of COVID, and that didn't really work for them, unfortunately. But I mean, the only thing you have against it is that you can watch the IMAX scenes on Blu-ray and the home media version. So it's not really a big jump to go see it again. I might go see it again because I love that movie a lot. But I'm really glad they're doing the re-release of stuff because next month sort of we got a lot of weird downtime of like big releases. We have Argyle, and then like kind of nothing for a few weeks, and the Bob Marley movie, then nothing for a couple of weeks, and then Dune Part 2. So it's kind of like a lot of things are kind of limbo and kind of just like delayed and kind of just like spread out a little bit. So I find it really cool that IMAX is doing this, but also I was very happy that, again, for a movie that's been out for almost 3 years now, watch at home easily for free, that the IMAX, our biggest IMAX in AZ, was packed. I was like, you know what? Cinema is fucking back, baby. Let's go. Let's go. And it was cool too because before the movie started, there's a Denis Villeneuve quote thing. He goes, "Welcome back to IMAX," and his like fucking French accent, whatever. and he goes, "Long live cinema!" And the whole thing goes, "Yeah!" And start clapping and shit. We're like, "Yeah!" Like, let's go! Woo! And then people go. I was like, "Yeah, let's go, baby!" So my hope is my prayer, and my hope is my manifestation. I would kill and I would do anything if IMAX said, "Hey, guess what? We're fucking re-releasing Blade Runner 2049 in IMAX." I would shit my pants. Because seeing that with you, Nick, opening night back in 2017, I have not been the same since. That was just a mind-bending experience. I would.
Yeah, that's my favorite Nolan movie.
Blade Runner?
Oh, my bad. I thought we were talking about tennis.
No, I was like,
I don't know why I was thinking about. I don't know why I was thinking about Tenet.
No, but Blade Runner 2049.
My bad. No, yeah, that was cool too.
That'd be a cool movie too.
It was alright. It was alright.
Chris Nolan doing Blade Runner.
Lagging a few seconds back there, Nick. Hey man, I understand. I read that text. I know what you meant earlier, so understandable. I've been there. Been there.
Yo, Doug mentioned Tenet. I was just stuck on that for like 20 minutes, bro. I was just like, damn, that was some good shit. I was like, that's my favorite Nolan movie. Dang.
I
hope.
love Doug's reaction to it. Blade Runner?
Yeah, I was like, dude, we see the same movie. I was like,
When he was like, Blade Runner, in my head, I was like, oh shit.
Tenet would be IMAX. It's dope, and that's a cool experience. But I would kill because you can't watch that version on Blu-ray or home video either. You like only way to watch Blade Runner in IMAX is whoever has that print, and I would kill for that print. But like it would be I would love if they're going to do re-release a lot of stuff. Tenet's a great one, obviously. Dune's a great one, obviously too. But man, I would kill just sit in AZ Mills IMAX again with you or anybody and watch Blade Runner 2049 in IMAX. Oh, that would be a dream because like it's not once with you when it came out in 2017, and like I'm so bummed. Dude, just sit in that theater with you, the Hans Zimmer score and the fly sequences.
I literally have that song on my Spotify. I just be
so
chilling,
good.
listening to it, man. Oh my god, that's my shit, bro. That's my shit. That's my movie, man.
I remember seeing that movie next to you, and like we're talking, like you hear our fucking like you feel like our seats shaking because it was so loud, it was so vibracious. You're just like no, and I was just like, oh my god, bro! It was just like I just remember sitting in that theater just mesmerized of like I just feel like a changed man in that movie. So I would kill to bring that back in IMAX. Please make it happen. Please make it happen. That and BVS too. Cause I heard BVS and IMAX is
hell
awesome.
yeah.
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
Ultimate Edition. Dude, the Ultimate Edition fucking IMAX. Oh my gosh.
Oh
my goodness.
At Oppenheimer, you and I were saying that we would love because they did it in LA for one night only, but they bring the Snyder cut to IMAX. Oh
yeah.
Oh my god! Because if you watch,
just do the whole Snyder trilogy, and it's like you have to like be there all fucking day, but it's IMAX.
I saw Man of Steel in IMAX, and that was awesome. That was awesome.
Well,
that was, me and her given like we like at our allowance for the week. We were like, all right, $20 to see a movie. We pay $10 at AMC, but him and I we spent the $20 each to go see Man of Steel in IMAX, and we were like, yo, this was worth it. And dude, they should, man. I would love a Snyder trilogy in IMAX. Seeing BVS in IMAX or see his Justice League in IMAX. I know. But anyway, I'm just glad they're doing this. I'm really happy that they're kind of like investing and bringing these movies back because I feel like a lot of people did miss out on Tenet and Doom because of COVID and HBO Max day and day release shit. So I'm hoping that they do it because also too it was cool too is that we said on the podcast multiple times that me and Nick's IMAX out here in AZ Mills in Arizona is that we can finally watch movies in 1:4:3, which is really cool because before Oppenheimer, the guy was telling me at the screening that the last 1:4:3 IMAX in AZ was Dark Knight. It was 15 years from Oppenheimer. I was like, cool. So now I'm hoping, Nick, and I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but yesterday tickets, because it is at AZ Mills IMAX, we're supposed to be seeing Dune 2 in the 1:4:3 Oppenheimer ratio. And I'm really hoping that they follow through on that, because I'll be really pissed if it's just the 190. I mean, I'll be so cool with this early, obviously. Again, beggars can be choosers. But like, I'm really hoping it's the 1:4:3 70mm where we saw fucking Oppenheimer, because that would be fucking sick. But quick little plug to IMAX. Love you guys. Thank you for being the best premium format ever. But please do me a favor. Bring the Snyder trilogy. Bring Blade Runner 2049 back to IMAX. I will literally beg every day. And again, please sponsor us as well at the same time. You don't mind? I'll take whatever. I'll take whatever. But yeah. But anyway, guys. Again, go to our link tree again. Fourth link. Fourth thing will be the Dune Part 2 fan screening tickets. Go check them out. And again, dude, if you're a Tenet fan, there's no one fan, you didn't get to see it at IMAX or theaters because it was COVID. Fandango, Harkins, AMC, Regal, whatever. The Tenet tickets should be on sale now as well, so don't miss out on that too. But it's really cool experience seeing IMAX if I were you, so check that out. Alrighty, guys. All right, for the main event tonight on the podcast, So the other day, Joe texted me this link. It was a TikTok, and it was Elijah Wood talking about a movie. And do you guys know Screen Junkies at all?
Yeah, they do honest trailers?
Yes, they were the home for like honest trailers and kind of commentary stuff, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They used to do a thing called, excuse me, movie fights, but it would be a whole episode. They were kind of big into podcasting like before kind of podcasting kind of blew up, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have like Kevin Smith and all these kind of actors and directors on too, and it would be like, hey, this movie versus this movie, entire episode. So I changed it to, we're gonna call it Movie Royale. Movie
Okay.
Royale is gonna be movie versus movie, and we're gonna. I was putting out some tough ones for you and for myself.
Hmm.
I want to play with you guys too. But first things first. Anyway, TikTok that Joel sent me, Elijah Wood and Kevin Smith, and they put fucking Kevin James as Kevin Smith. I was like, embarrassing. I was like, that's not him. And they asked Elijah Wood, great actor, movie fanatic too. He said, "What movie would you delete from history?" And without a doubt, he goes, "Oh, Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory." And
You said what movie would you what from history?
Erase from history.
Erase. Okay. Okay.
So we're gonna play that game first, and then we're gonna get to a movie royale, movie versus movie thing. But he made a really, really good argument on Tim Burns' Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, to a point I laughed and I was like, I agree with everything he said, because he was
Hmm.
like, Tim Burns' Willy Wonka is a pedophile, basically. And I was
I
like,
beg your
damn.
pardon.
And I started laughing so hard. I was texting Joe. I was like, yo, this shit's hilarious. And, I'm not the biggest Tim Burton fan person. I think he's very creative, obviously, but that movie kind of scared me as a kid. Or I watched it maybe in college, and I was
So
like,
here's my thing about it, whereas like he does have, it's a weird like, I don't want to say it because I'm
a weird
such.
Michael Jackson impression at times.
That's what I'm saying. Like it gave me
Oh,
Michael Jackson
damn.
vibes, and I didn't want to say it because I love Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? It's not like Michael Jackson himself, but more the portrayals of Michael Jackson with all the,
Right.
like the pedophile jokes. It's like that, and like I love Johnny Depp. I just think that they went the wrong way with it, which I know which way they was, which was this kid ran away and discovered the love for, chocolate, and somehow like was able to, become this big person, but never grew up. But like
Mhm.
it didn't match with what we read as a kid, and what, the first movie, which Elijah Wood said, like it really like stings it, because you don't get those vibes, and that's exactly why I didn't want to watch the new the fucking
Wonka.
prequel, the Wonka movie. I didn't want to watch it because, one, we have this fucking Oompa Loompa walking around when they're supposed to be rare as fuck. And he's talking with an English ass accent. I'm not expecting him to have like a tribal accent, but he's British. Um, and
Yeah.
then just like this cheery guy, and then some random, no offense to the little actress, but some random black girl that's helping him through all this, which was never mentioned in the book or the first movie. You know what I mean? Like, this is, hey, look, token black kid. That's what it screamed to me, and it just like, I don't know. I agree with Elijah Wood. I think that movie should have never been made. I get his concept of where he wanted to go, but it just didn't work for a movie that, one, has already been made. Two, a lot of us growing up. I don't know about the new generation, but a lot of us growing up read the book. I read the book.
I
So,
don't saw the
we
Gene Wilder movie personally.
Gene Wilder did fantastic. I love
That's
that.
that's the superior movie right there.
Yeah. So, but like if you read the book, like Wonka is not far off from what Gene Wilder did. You know what I mean? I feel like Gene Wilder took it a little bit darker, but like Wonka is someone with like PTSD, like he's a disturbed individual, like mentally ill probably, but like, he's just doing what he wants to do at the end of it. But like with the Tim Burton one, it was just like, oh, and then gets lost in memory whenever you talk about father. And it's just like that's not it. He's more of a person that's like, I don't have a father, don't want to talk about it. Let's move on. Like in the book and in Gene Wilder's version. So I completely understand, like, where it went, where it's like, all right, like, this one's weird. It's creepy. It doesn't work from what we do know. Like, you have your own perception, but it just didn't work. It wasn't that good. I'd rather, like, if I had kids, which I never will, don't want kids.
You're not my dad.
like my nieces and nephews, like I'm gonna show them the Gene Wilder version. I'm gonna show them the first one, not Wonka, not Tim Burton, whatever. Like I'm gonna show them the Gene Wilder. I'm like, that's it. Don't watch anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's all you need right there.
That's all you need because they did it perfectly the first time. Mm-hmm. And this is where I say, like, and this goes into like conversations that we've had outside of the podcast and during the podcast where it's like, just because we can doesn't mean we should.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you don't see people trying to remake Hitchcock movies.
No, they tried.
They did it the one time.
They did.
That should not work.
It didn't work. That's why,
man, bro. I remember I think it was like college. I was like back home during one of the breaks, and I had like all this free time. I was like, I'm gonna watch the Alfred Hitchcock Psycho movie, and I watched it. I was like, hey, that was pretty good. And then like on the menu, like right underneath it was like the remake. I was like, oh, okay, interesting, huh? Vince Vaughn.
Bro.
Okay. And then I played it. It was just like, I'm not gonna like spoil it, but it was just kind of like off. It was like it's like I think I see what you're trying to do, but it's not working for me, and it's kind of weird because also like Vince Vaughn. I like Vince Vaughn as an actor, but I'm like not.
Oh yeah, I love him.
Not in that role. You know what I mean? So I didn't even finish the movie.
Yeah, like that's
bad.
the thing. Like it doesn't. Not everything needs to be remade. Like just because it's older doesn't mean it's bad. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people still buy like older fridges, from like the fucking 80s and 70s, and they still work well. You know what I mean? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what our parents taught us. It's where our dad smacked us in the head if we ever try to fix something when we were little, just like the DVD's not working, and then we made it worse. Personal experience. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like you don't need to fix everything. Like even if it's not perfect, that doesn't mean that it wasn't perfected.
And also too, I mean, I forgot to say this when I was talking about Dune, but also Timothee Chalamet, man. I was watching Dune again last night. He's such a bitch. Like, I'm sorry. Like, am I getting a lot of hate for this or like that? Am I getting like?
Wait, what do you mean? What you mean?
Dude's such a bitch. I don't do it.
Explain it.
What you mean? Like he a bitch,
bro.
I thought he was gonna go into detail before you said anything like that. But
I'm
you're
just like, bro,
he's
just a bitch, dude. I'm watching again. I really like Dune a lot, and I went to that screening of it originally a few years ago with my dad. So how would you rate Timothee Chalamet? I said 0, recast. I'm sorry. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get this guy's hype. He plays the same thing in every fucking movie. Yeah, he talks like this. Yeah, what should I do? How about speak fucking louder, my guy? How about you don't fucking whisper, all right? How about you grow a sack, actually, man? Like, like, I really love Dune. I love the movie. I love the vibe. I love, Jessica, what's her name? Not Chast. What's her name? Ferguson. Rebecca Ferguson. I love Zendaya. I like Oscar Isaac. I love Josh Brolin. On and on and on. I love Denis. And I was like, when he casted Timothy as a lead, I was like, oh, I was like, no,
Dude.
and I was like, I can't wait to see Austin Butler kick this guy's ass in Dune Part 2.
Mm.
Nice.
I cannot wait.
Oh,
I cannot
dude,
wait.
but you
Hey,
want?
Doug, who would you cast though? Who would you cast?
I would have cast someone like an Austin Butler or someone like a Dylan O'Brien, where just like I don't get this guy's hype. I don't get this guy's hype. I do not get the hype of this guy from Lady Bird to Little Women to this to like he's just a moody guy in every fucking
I think for Dune we needed someone with fresh blood. I'm be honest, like someone new.
It's more muscle.
More muscle, but also like someone who can really bring out the emotions of someone within this, like, situation,
like a more passionate actor.
And someone that's a little bit more Tanner, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, will actually look. Yeah, who will actually look like, hey, I've been in the desert for a while. Because they talk about like water is like scarce, like it's hot, it's ridiculously hot. Like he's gonna be fucking pale throughout the whole thing. He's gonna look like he's gonna look like fucking. I was gonna say
bro.
I was gonna say like what fucking Robert Pattinson's character from Twilight, you know what I mean? Like throughout the whole movie, he's not gonna get any tanner, and like you have, his dad, he's not fully white, his character, to be honest. So it's like, but also the funny thing is, like when Doug talked about the way he talked so low, he talked low, but when he had to tell a secret, he was not whispering. I hated that scene. That shit annoyed me. Remember when he was talking to Jason Momoa? He's like, I gotta tell you something. Look, doesn't look around, as people are running around trying to fix things, and then talks in a normal voice. Whereas, like, if I was one of the people working on the planes behind Jason Momoa, I would have heard the dream that he was trying to keep secret about.
Seriously, bro. Dude, I just don't get. I watching last night. I'm like, I don't see what everyone sees in this guy. I just don't. I genuinely do not know people seeing this guy. He plays the same thing.
It's that pedophile movie, and I don't care what people say. That movie's pedophile-ish. The fucking
pedophile movie. What do you?
Call Me by Your Name.
Chalamet?
Call Me by Your Name. Where he's a 17-year-old talking, and his parents are like, date our 24-year-old friend. What? Like, he's 17. His character is 17. Is basically
that's
a
what
modernized.
Happened. His parents made him date an older guy.
They didn't. They let him. They let him date someone who was 24. He's 17.
That's weird. You saw it? You saw the movie?
No, I read the fucking synopsis.
I watched it a lot.
Was it good, or like was it like this was a decent movie? Or was it like this was like crazy?
I didn't care for it. I like Army. I liked Army. Sorry, keyword. Back it up. I used to like Army Hammer as an actor. But say my own ass, man. Say my own ass. No, I watched it through a film. I thought during a film class when we were in college, and I was like, okay. It was the same year as like Get Out and Blade Runner 2049 and Baby Driver, and I thought it was filmed real well. It just, to me, I don't know. I didn't feel the connection personally. And I get to it. I was like, it feels kind of weird because we're told in film school and college, like, age of consent, age of consent, age of consent, which obviously it's the law. But like, it just, I don't know. I just didn't feel like the vibe. I don't know. The vibe wasn't for me personally, where it was just like, I didn't see the chemistry between Army Hammer and Bitch Boy. Sorry, Cannibal and Bitch Boy. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. But I didn't feel the vibe, dude. I didn't really like. I just didn't like care for, like, it was a very slow burn too. It just, I don't know. I saw it once. I also kind of forgot about it, and then got all the awards, and I was like, really? I was like, I don't get this movie personally. It was just kind of just like, I don't know. It was filmed. It was kind of all over the place. But to me, I didn't care for it. And then he made like Suspiria remake and that one about cannibals, and I was like, hey, this guy's a fucking weirdo filmmaker. Not for me.
Also, what it is the movie itself is really like a more modernized, less controversial movie of a movie called Lolita, I believe, made a long time ago, where a man marries a woman, and she has a daughter who was a lot younger than 17, and he falls in love with her. He is a grown ass man, probably. I don't know how old he is, but that is basically a modernized gay version of that movie.
80s Italy, and I think people forgot to like, oh, this is the generation's Brokeback Mountain. I was like, no, Brokeback Mountain's a beautiful movie. That's a beautiful movie and
That
great
is a
acting.
beautiful movie.
It is, yeah.
Beautiful movie, great acting by the late great Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal. And people are like, oh, no, this is this year's Brokeback Mountain. I was like, no, I don't see it. Also, Armie Hammer's playing 24-year-old. This man's like fucking 35, bro. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
Get the fuck
he
out
don't
of here,
look
bro.
24.
Yeah, when I saw,
I
I didn't remember who he was, but I was like, that nigga's like 30. And then I
Bro,
looked it up. I was like, he's 24. I was like, the youngest he could do is like 28. Like that dude had to be like 33 or
like
something.
Chalamet looked 24, Armie Hammer looked 34. Like it was kind of so like here, like wait, he was 17 and he was 24. Like I don't know about that, man.
This man has 401k, bro, a mortgage, man. Like, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of my face, bro. With that.
Like,
I didn't care for it personally. Also, get over. I also go ahead.
No, I had like read somewhere there. Apparently, there was a scene in the movie where like Armie Hammer was dancing, and he was like, "Yeah, that was probably the most uncomfortable scene I had to do." And I was like, "Huh."
It's
because he's not gay.
I'm like the dancing was the most uncomfortable thing for you, Armie Hammer. Okay,
bro. Sure, not eating someone was the most uncomfortable thing for you. Just saying, bro. Just saying. But
he almost played Batman, bro. In 07.
I was for it. I was for that actually. I'm not gonna lie. I was for it. I was for that. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I was definitely kind of for it because he was so good in that fucking Social Network movie, playing the two brothers. And then he did fucking Lone Ranger, which is a piece of shit movie. But just
I
saying.
Really like Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Great movie.
Man from U.N.C.L.E. was really
great
good.
movie.
Underrated.
So underrated, dude. Such a good movie. So good. I wanted to see it because they left it where it's like we're gonna have a second one. Never got it.
That was the year before we do our that Guy Ritchie, man, directed the hell out of that movie, and even him being weird AF, like the chemistry between Cavill and Armie Hammer was like superb. It was like a really fun throwback movie. 2018. Remember, 2018 also the year that I was very outspoken about my distaste for Shape of Water. I didn't care for that movie whatsoever. I thought it was I didn't get it either. So that year was like Shape of Water, didn't care for. Call Me by Your Name, didn't care for. Dunkirk, I liked, didn't love it. It's filmed real well, but I think it's kind of very low tier Chris Nolan. Darkest Hour is good. It's a little slow. Get Out, favorite movie of that year second favorite movie of the year was Get Out before Blade Runner 2049. I love Get Out. Love Lady Bird. Phantom Thread, I fell asleep in. The Post, also fell asleep in. I couldn't hold my attention. I like Three Billboards was interesting. It's very weird. It was very weird and it was very just odd, but I like the performances a lot. That year I was kind of like, I didn't really care for any of these movies minus Get Out and Lady Bird and Dunkirk. Like Get Out was my front runner, the best picture of that year. But anything else I just didn't care for. So the same year I saw Shape of Water and I saw Call Me by Your Name back to back in like a film school class whenever I was like, I don't get it. People were like, oh, cinema. And I was like, okay. I was like, I thought Get Out's a way better movie. Blade Runner 2049 is a way better movie. So to me, I'm just like, all right, word. But yeah, it just, I don't. So to your point, to your original question, Nick, I think I would have casted anyone else but Timothee Chalamet. I just don't get it, man. Yeah. I just don't get it, man. I'm just like, I tried, man. Like he was fine at Interstellar because he was kind of like a nobody at the time. He's playing his son or whatever, his small role. So,
I didn't even know who the fuck he was when I saw Interstellar for the first time. Interstellar.
He plays the young son in young McConaughey's son in Interstellar.
What guy?
Chalamet.
Timothee Chalamet.
He did?
Yeah.
Before he blew up. Before he was an actor. He plays a young
dead ass, bro. Yeah. I didn't realize it until like whenever else he like blew up. I think like when I saw Dune, someone was like, I can't believe he was in Interstellar. I was like, he was in Interstellar?
And
Yeah,
what's,
no, that's actually mind blowing to me right now. What the fuck?
well, when we saw Dune, you, me, Kaylin, and Zeta, I was saying, yo, I didn't like that movie. Zeta, and Zeta was like, well, which makes me funny better. He gave someone crabs at NYC and NYU, and I was like, oh, word.
Wow.
What?
And like, and Zeta was like, it's on TikTok, like how all these girls said, like he gave them.
That's
Wow.
gross.
Hey, you want bro, come for me, bro.
Wow.
If he hears this, bro,
Yo.
I'm sorry, bro. I don't think you're a good actor. But like, they told me she was like, yeah, like all these girls on TikTok were saying like, yeah, like he gave he gave them something. I think it was crabs. And bro,
Yo,
I'm
that's
cracking out laughing.
nasty.
Bro.
You wanna know something funny?
Ask for
Like, cause
fish, damn it.
I recently found out that he's also with fucking Kylie Jenner. I'm like, how the fuck does this? What the
That's
fuck?
kind of like, that's a little random to me.
That is super random. I was
Like,
like, wait,
like,
celebrities are like fucking high schoolers, man. Like they just be dating to each other. You're just like, how? Why? What the fuck?
yeah, it's
Here we
just
go, here we
like, what's up?
Sorry to interrupt. This is on. It was not crabs. I apologize. Incorrect. Chlamydia. Sorry, this is on.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's even worse.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
When you told me that, I was like, okay, I feel better about myself now.
Damn, when you said crabs, I was like, yo, that's pretty fucked up. Like, that's insane. Like, oh
Like,
my god. Like all these guys that are like, man, I wish I was Timothee Chalamet. Like, at least you ain't never had
bro?
crabs, man. But you said chlamydia? Oh my gosh.
Bro, this is bro. There's a sticker on Redbubble with him who's like, I spread chlamydia to half of the theater department at NYU.
Oh,
Wow.
that's nasty, bro. And that's just to, in a word, rude. Like, dang, bro, how inconsiderate of you, bro. Oh my god.
Bro, this is like $2 for a sticker, bro. I'm definitely buying this, bro. Y'all want to give away on the podcast? I got you.
That's nasty.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah, this is on, bro. This is on like multiple. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. This is on like so many different. This is like girl on TikTok was like, I'm one of the victims.
Oh my god. Is this like recent news or was this like is this like old news kind of?
This is like old news, but like Zeta was telling me that they saw Dune, and I was like, what? This is news to me. This is like happened like this is the what? Yeah. Article. It's the fucking article name. Ready? This was the Westwood enabler. Westwood's Willy's go Wonka. Chlamydia outbreak for fucking.
He must be stopped.
Jesus Christ.
God
Oh
damn.
my God. Okay, we're gonna finish that part right there. Let's get to the game.
Yeah, let's.
Bro, I'm buying. I'm gonna text you. This won't be the fucking video element of the podcast. Wait, real quick.
I can't with you. Jesus Christ.
Bro, this is hilarious. So I was like, when Z said that shit, I was like, okay, I definitely feel better now. It's like, fuck. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, check the group chat real quick.
Oh my goodness. Let's see this. I sprinkled to the beard part at NYU. Jesus Christ. This is why you get tested, people. Get tested. Yeah, I'm not gonna force y'all. I'm not gonna try to tell y'all wrap it up if you don't want to.
Bro, this is legit, bro. This is legit, bro. Bro, someone on Twitter said mutual friend got chlamydia from Timothee Chalamet, passed it on. Hashtag retweet. God
Jesus.
Damn. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
So some girl said Timothee Chalamet spread chlamydia across the NYU campus, and all I'm saying is that it's one pill. I'm in the fucking East Village. Oh my god. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, bro! This is it came about when he got nominated for an Oscar for "Call Me by Your Name, Call Me by Your Chlamydia."
That's when. Oh my god! That's when the news came out.
That's the sequel, bro. Yeah, it's like
Oh,
2018.
Jesus
And then-
that's gotta
and
be
then,
Christ.
embarrassing, man.
and then during COVID, bro, it came back again. People were like, "Wait, when the one time I had COVID, I got committed." Dune 2, The Rise of Comedy.
Wild.
Bro,
Right.
right, dude, he's gonna ride that fucking worm like chlamydia.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm buying these stickers, bro. I'm buying these stickers, man. The next giveaway
Of
we
course you
do.
are. Jesus.
Next, no, at the Dune 2 screening, Nick, I'm gonna give out these stickers, bro. At the screen.
Oh my gosh.
Bro. Oh my god. Okay, I'll put a lid on that for now. Oh my god. All right, let's get into our game. Following that, let's get into it.
Shoot.
Oh my god, bro. Oh man, please sponsor us, IMAX. No, even better, bro. NYU, bros, please sponsor.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. People, please get tested. They getting tested. Jesus Christ.
I'll get tested. I'll pass, I swear.
What kind of drugs are we testing? Oh, bro. And the
Fuck
show
him.
tonight, this Joe, like you should stay well, get tested. All right. So originally, okay, so the game I had in mind was we said movie Royale.
Mhm.
And which is kind of like it's how Movie Fights was again on the Screen Junkie site. It was like it would be one episode, and it would be two movies battling each other throughout an entire episode. But we're gonna do kind of like a speed round, kind of just like we're gonna do like a bunch of them together, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, but first off, before our old chlamydia talk, what was all right, I'll ask you first. What is one movie that you would erase from existence and why?
I feel like there's a better answer out there, but I can only think of one movie.
All right, what is it?
2017's Justice League.
Good choice. Good choice. Why would for obvious reasons, but why would Nick Johnson remove that movie from the existence of history?
Just as like from like a filmmaker's perspective, it just seemed like a hodgepodge Frankenstein's monster of a quote unquote movie. Like it just seemed very kind of disjointed, like patched together, yet like lazy, watered down, and whack at the same time. Like it was just like not even just safe or basic, but it was just kind of like it was just garbage. Like if like I would it just I didn't like it like that. From a fan's perspective, like a Zack Snyder DC fan's perspective, it was like this is hot ass as well, because also just like tonally it doesn't even match what came before it. And it's like the previous movie BVS just set up a whole bunch of like really interesting story points that I was looking forward to seeing paid off in the Justice League movie or whatever type of sequel they did. And then the 2017 Justice League movie just acted like none of that shit happened. And, you know, it was just like all the characters didn't even act the same as they did in previous movies. Like everybody was too like jokey, and, you know, it was just kind of like some of the characters, it was just like even like disrespectful, in my opinion, how they, excuse me, like how they treated them. You know, so it was just kind of like things like that. It was like, this is just garbage.
What is this? What
I was like,
is this?
Yeah, like this was kind of like ass. Like it was okay for what it was. Like when I saw it in theaters, I was like, yeah, it was straight, but you know, it was like, you know, because I understood like, you know, Snyder left and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, it was good for what it was. But then just like the more I thought about it, and the more like Snyder was saying like I was gonna do this with the movie and this with the movie, the more I was kind of like just like fed up with it. But I just kept getting like more and more and more fed up with it.
Bro, it's I had a joke. I wasn't the thing, but legit, like Josh Whedon and Timothy Chalamet made that movie. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. It's a movie that I remember when we first saw it. I remember like we saw it through like our apartment complex at the time. I remember we were all split up. It was like you were like on one side, I was in the front with like Mo's another row, and homeboys that we used to be friends with were in the back, whatever. And the whole time I
Hmm.
was like, you know what? This wasn't terrible, but I know a movie was bad when Nick is silent. Where I was just like, uh-oh, and Nick was like, yeah, it was a movie. I could tell like Nick's like Snyder, like just like appreciated heart, just like broke in so many pieces. And even I knew
Yeah.
too. I'm like, this was the movie that we were supposed to see. And people that are part of the time were like, oh fuck this movie, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, it sounded good, but I had fun with it, whatever. But as I watched it more and more, I was like, this movie is bad.
Man, I was
So
sitting there like that
uh,
fucking Homelander meme where it's
oh
just the
yeah.
white noise. I was like
You're
about
right.
to lose it. And I remember like
Yeah.
one of the dudes that we saw it with when we all came out of the movie theater, like we were like, oh, what'd you like about the movie? What'd you like about the movie? This particular dude was like, I really only liked Alfred's outfit in the movie. I'm like
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's your takeaway. All right. Cause also like it just like one of the things I didn't like also was Alfred's outfit in the movie. It's like you just don't seem like Alfred. You seem like a weird kind of like alcoholic mad scientist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and Jeremy Irons, he's a good actor, and I feel like he could be a good Alfred, but just like more reminiscent of the Alfred that we're more familiar with.
Yeah.
I feel like if we
If
played it like that, it would fit a little bit more.
So,
it
God dang it, follower died. Sorry. Um, what I think they were trying to do is a weird mix, like of the Alfred we knew, but also like the one. What was it? Because Alfred is a, you know, fucking was an agent, that has killed people, knows how to use a gun, blah blah. I think they were trying to like do a weird mix of that, and I
yeah.
just with the one we do know where he hasn't, fought probably, and so he had a younger version of Alfred, and I didn't.
We lost you, Joe.
Huh? Yeah, I said I just didn't really like it.
Uh and yeah,
Hmm.
it's yeah, yeah, it's a movie that you would again, as soon as Snyder's thing came out, I was like, yep, this is the version. I don't want to see this ever again. Bye bye. And yeah, it's garbage. And if you listen to my review of if you listen to my review of The Beekeeper, Jeremy Irons gives the most phoned in performance ever. I was like, bro, what have you been doing, homie? Like, bro, seriously? Like, do you want to be here? And I was like, never mind, I digress. Uh, but, so okay, so Joe, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna give you a challenge that you and I can't use these movies. We can't say Chirac, we can't say Lucy, and we can't say Spring Breakers. That's the obvious choice. That's the
You want to
obvious
know
choice.
funny? I was thinking about it. I was really thinking about Spring Breakers was it. I wasn't gonna say Lucy because I didn't care enough for it, and I wasn't gonna say Chirac because I was like, fucking, someone would make something like it. So I was like, fuck, Spring Breakers, and then I was like, I was trying to think of an older movie that I could think of that I fucking hated, but I couldn't because this movie is such shit. Is so shit, right? And then there's also the controversy with the main actor, right? And then there's also the fucking just, I love this hero. I fucking love this hero. More than anything, I love this hero besides Batman. Batman's number one. This guy's number two, which is the Flash. I would get rid of the Flash, the movie,
Wow.
because I fucking hate it.
Damn,
I
excuse me.
really fucking hate it. Because
Wow.
because like I said in my review of Flash, it wasn't the Flash I know. It was
Mhm.
he was a joke, He was a total joke. Besides the way he runs, like throughout the movie, he was not taken seriously. They made him seem like, and I'll explain this, is that because the Flash character, he's he's not the comedic relief because he's a joke, but because he can say things that are just he's the person, like, if you ever watch Justice shows, especially a show growing up, you know, is that like when they went to an alternative universe, the Flash died, and after the Flash died, the group lost themselves because the Flash is, you know, comedic relief. He's one that can, you know, be like, hey guys, like, even though these are serious times, like, you know, I can make you laugh. And if you read the comics, like, the villains don't really hate the Flash. They hate that he stops them. But as a person, they don't hate the Flash. Like Captain Cold, right? He doesn't hate him. He respects him. But he's, you know, he's a criminal. He's gonna do his own thing. But he doesn't hate the Flash. You know, the Flash is such a great character. You could have built such an amazing, outstanding character that stood out from the Justice League. Instead, we got a fucking joke. We got a fucking joke. And I fucking hated it. I really did, because that wasn't the Flash. And the fucking the CGI was shit. The way they did the running through the past, I wasn't really feeling it. Like, I would have really liked the Time Force that we saw on the CW show, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it. Like, in the comic books, they never did the dome thing. It was like this. It was like, if you think about it, it's like the Speed Force is sort of like that one. You know, the in the movie Nemo, where all the turtles are going through the fucking slipstream. It's something like that. You know what I mean? So I think they could. It would have been better if they did that as well. But overall, just it was not the Flash. It was a commie. It was a commie spoof of the Flash, making fun of him, not doing your research,
and you said just comedy spoof.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Like it was like they made fun of him. Like, you know, like, I don't mind if they had some of the stuff that they did, which was funny. Like, it did laugh at points, but overall, it's like, you didn't take this character seriously. You didn't do your research enough. I feel like, you know, like, I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was very watered down.
Exactly. And it just wasn't good. It wasn't good. You know, so hopefully the next Flash is not the same person as Ezra Miller.
Oh, and hell no.
The director and writers do their fucking job and research the hundreds to thousands of comic books, anime shows, and movies about the Flash. For the love of God. CW did so well with the Flash.
The first two seasons.
Thank you, Nick. The first two seasons.
I gotta let y'all know. After season 2, stop watching the show.
Yeah, I tried sticking to it. I was like, maybe they get back on track. They didn't.
They like never really do. I powered through it, man. I seen them all. I missed a few episodes.
Not all.
But
the last one I watched was the season of Zoom, and I didn't even finish that season. That was the last day. That was it.
Zoom. That was season 2.
That was season 2. Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, was it Zoom?
Yeah, that was where it was with Tony Todd as the voice.
Was it?
Yeah, that was Zoom. And they were doing like the parallel Earth stuff.
No. I think that was season 4. The like robotic Zoom or whatever. The robotic guy.
That's Savitar. That was season 3.
That was Savitar. Okay, season 3. Season 3 they lost.
Yeah, season 3 was kind of like, this is just like too dark. Like, I wasn't really feeling it, and it was just like,
and it was dragging. Where it was like, you're getting your ass whooped, bro. He was getting his ass. It wasn't
fun to watch anymore.
He was not. He was getting his ass whooped. Like, I don't mind if a hero gets his and he like rebounds.
Yeah, and they wasted the whole thing. Story.
He was getting his ass whooped.
Yeah. Like Savitar had a cool entrance, but also like they totally wasted the fucking the Flashpoint Paradox story.
Yeah,
like that could have been like a solid 5-episode like crossover event where he sees like alternate universe version, you know, Flashpoint Paradox versions of like the Green Arrow, Black Canary, like all these other characters. And like I think it still would have been cool if it ended like the same way with him in the Reverse Flash, where he's like, I need you to say it out. He's like, I need you to kill my mom, whatever. Like, because that was like heart wrenching to watch. So like, if it ended like that still, but just with like more kind of like alternate universe Flashpoint crossover stuff, like that would have been perfect, man.
Mm.
And then even when he like comes back, when he fixes everything, you can still do it where like I fix like most things, but some things here are still different because time travel and shit. And you know, it's them like dealing with the repercussions of that and everything.
I've heard nothing but the same thing, but you guys saying about like how season 2 is like, guys, stop it there and then don't move forward. Stop it at season. Stop it at season 2.
It just gets kind of like lazy and like just like really soft, man. Like it
What's funny is
like a few seasons straight, like the way the Flash would defeat the villains would be with a speech about the power of love and friendship and shit. And it's like, hey, I ain't trying to see all of that shit, man. I'm trying to see some superhero like fighting and throwing lightning and shit like that. I'm not trying to, because he always like convinces them to be like a better person. It's like, hey, shut the fuck up, like fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, low key, like, damn.
What's funny is you could say the opposite about the Green Arrow. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I think people said like after the first 2 seasons, it gets really good. So yeah. So ironically, it's vice versa. Made by CW as well.
Yeah. Arrow only had one bad season. Like season 4 was straight ass, like through and through. But every other season was at the very least pretty good.
All right.
I haven't watched it.
I'll do mine really quick before we start our game. I'm gonna say this can be because you guys kind of picked like well-known movies. I'm gonna pick one that's gonna piss a lot of people off. I've been very vocal about this all my life. I would erase Jurassic Park from existence. I think Jurassic Park, yes sir. So we would never make any more sequels after that. I think Jurassic Park is overrated, overhyped. I think the story is just so full of plot holes. Like, you guys didn't think anything bad was going to happen. And guess what? Everyone gets fucking eaten and killed. And sure enough, the next few sequels, hey, let's go back. Hey, let's go back over here. Let's go back and make a huge hybrid dinosaur. What do you not learn from the original movie? Y'all can't contain fucking dinosaurs. You cannot contain what you cannot control. And it's simple as that. Like, oh my god, the story's so amazing. No, y'all should be. If someone said, "Hey, do you want to see dinosaurs?" I'd be like, "No, I'll see you at your funeral." Because I'm not going to that shit. I'm not going to that. I'm going to be staying my ass home, play some Xbox, get a little snuggie, maybe go on my couch and watch some TV. I'm not seeing no goddamn dinosaurs. I don't. No, thank you. No, thank you. And I think I've watched it in film classes through high school and in college. It's just, and every other movie is the same thing. Oh no, we shouldn't go back. Okay, let's go back. We gotta save them. We gotta save them all. No. Y'all fucked up, and it's your consequences. I don't understand, I never will. I do not get the love, or I never understand why people love Jurassic Park the way they do, because of the visual effects at the time. I'll give it that. I love Spielberg. The first one, I'll go back in time, erase it. So guess what? Have any bad sequels after that, because this is a flawed movies, and every single one of them is flawed. And no one understands that but me, I feel like sometimes. But a quick little rant on that. Alrighty, so again, into our game this week is movie Royale. Again, I'm giving it. So I'm gonna give you guys, I'm play this game as well. So we're gonna do a first round is this. Here we go, ready? A tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. Dune Part 1 versus Blade Runner 2049, directed by Christopher Nolan, right, Nick?
Right.
All right, Nick, you first.
Man. So Dune versus Blade Runner. Damn, that's a tough one. Because I feel like Blade Runner was kind of like Denis Villeneuve's Inception in a way, where it's like, this was the first movie where it's like, I really, really showed you guys what I can do. Because it's like he had like a couple of really good movies before then, and then like Blade Runner was like, yo, holy shit, this dude is next level. But Dune is kind of like, it's like damn, it's like a space opera, man. It's just so grand and epic. But you know what? Ooh, I think I might have to go with Blade Runner for nostalgia's sake.
Good choice.
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
I'm with Nick. I gotta say Blade Runner. Not only for nostalgia, but because I like Dune. I really do. I think it's a fantastic movie. But Doug, you know me personally. Even the books I read, the games I play, like especially the games I play, the
Anime.
things that stick out to me. Yeah, well, anime, but also things that stick out to me more than anything is sci-fi. I'm such a giant sci-fi guy. You guys have heard me rant about Star Wars, and I love space games. I love space in general, and I just love like these futuristic type things, like cyberpunk, where it's like this like I don't know. I like futuristic sci-fi things. I really, really do. And this movie stuck out to me so good because the acting, cinematography, the music, the story, everything about it was on point. It's such an amazing movie, and when you told me the how it flopped, I was just really sad because I was like, man, this movie's so good, and I'm such a giant Ryan Gosling fan,
We all are.
Yeah.
Boy. That's the boy.
Yeah, and I'm an advocate for him to do so many different types of movies that because people try to put him into one little category, which is this romantic comedy actor, and it's like he's so much more. He has so much depth when it comes to his acting. But overall, I just really love that movie. That movie sticks out more. Like if I had to pick, like whether it's a date night or to show one of my nieces and nephews or just to watch in general, I would definitely pick. I forget. Shit.
Blade Runner 2049.
Blade Runner. Sorry, escaped my lips. Yeah, Blade Runner.
Obviously, I'm going with that. My favorite movies of all time. And you guys can keep your jobs on this podcast.
Much appreciated, my guy.
No, I'm totally joking. I love that movie for so many reasons. Again, seeing it with Nick changed my life. It changed the way I see film. It's the reason why I love IMAX so much. It's a beautiful movie. It's Roger Deakins' cinematography is just stunning. All right, round 2. It's gonna be a tough one. Unbreakable versus The Sixth Sense. M. Night Shyamalan. Unbreakable. Okay.
Because Unbreakable has that superhero element to it.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. It's so
Unbreakable?
good.
Is that the war movie?
Unbreakable is the one with it's Sam Jackson and Bruce Willis. It's the first of the trilogy. It's Unbreakable, Split,
and also that was like it was the first of a trilogy, so it's kind of like it makes it like just like a little bit more. It gives it a little bit more gravitas to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like a cool story on like modern day like superheroes or gods among us, but it's kind of like it's ambiguous. Like, is it actual like powers or is it just kind of like in their heads? Because it was dope.
Right.
It breaks my heart that like he couldn't land the ending with that trilogy because Unbreakable is awesome. I love Split and Glass. It shattered for me, not in the best way. You're just like, oh, you had it, bro. You were 2 for 3. You just
it was a little soft at the end.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Sixth Sense or Unbreakable?
Sorry, I was on mute. I thought I had to sneeze.
Good.
With Bruce Willis, right? Unbreakable.
Bruce
Willis.
Bruce Willis, as Key and Peele say. Bruce Willis.
I'm gonna go with Unbreakable because I really did enjoy that movie growing up. I didn't fully understand it because I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's that one I remember better, and I genuinely do love that movie. But also, it's also saying that movie because we will never be able to watch Bruce Willis act again, as
unfortunately.
has he progressed his what's it called? It starts with a D.
Oh,
Where they
it's
dementia, right?
it's a form of dementia.
It's a form of
it's
dementia.
oh, man, it's yeah,
Yeah.
it was like
Alzheimer's.
yeah, it was like aphasia, something like that. Yeah, but you're right. No, right. It is a form of dementia. It is a form of dementia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a form of dementia.
now
Yeah.
that he's going through it, and the last update we've gotten for him is he's gone non-speech as well. So the Bruce Willis was loving seeing in so many movies. I last night I watched Red.
Underrated.
And it really is. So, it's heartbreaking, it's sad, and it just, yeah, but Bruce Willis, I grew up with his movie more than anything. I feel like a lot of people shit ton of movies. So,
I'm going Unbreakable too. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. It's one of M. Night Shyamalan's most underrated movies. Alrighty, next round. Jordan Peele round. Us versus Nope. Us versus Nope. Nick, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Nope.
Mm.
Nope was better. Like Us was cool because I like the whole like doppelganger idea, but it was like they tried to explain what they were, but they also tried to be ambiguous, and it got it got a little bit muddled for me. But with Nope, I like the whole message was about like spectacle and stuff like that, and I liked how they did their own spin on like on a UFO alien story, and it was just the escalation of it all was really cool, and I liked how they like the one character like he was all about like getting the perfect shot. I thought that was dope. Yeah, so I thought Nope was
So
dope, basically.
Hey, bars.
Bars. Thank you.
I say this all the time. I say Get Out is Jordan Peele's Hitchcock moment. Us is kind of his John Carpenter / Sam Raimi moment. And Nope is his Spielberg moment. That's how I kind of see his three films. I see it as Hitchcock, him trying to do his version of Hitchcock movie, and Sam Raimi / John Carpenter with Us, and then him trying to do a Spielberg / kind of James Cameron spectacle with Nope. So I'm going with Nope as well. Love that movie. Very underrated. It gets better every time you watch it. All right, Joe. Us or Nope? Who you got?
Nope. I'm gonna say Nope. Mainly because when I watched Us, I really did like it. Interesting concept. The acting is amazing. What's her fucking name?
It's a Nwanga.
Lupita Nyong'o is such an amazing actress, man.
Can't believe you didn't know her name.
No, I did know her name. You guys are idiots.
What again?
Say what again? I really can't wait to see her, go farther in her acting career, and but overall, my biggest issue with Us is that there was a lot of plot holes. You know what I mean? Where it's just like you tried like keeping this mysterious and stuff, but it just like there's just way too much like unanswered things to where it's like, all right, this movie's great, but like I still have a lot of questions, and you're not going to continue this. There's not going to be a second part or a prequel of how this place was created and made. You know what I mean? Like you're left with a lot of questions. So I'm gonna go with Nope. Nope is fantastic. I love the minimalistic group of actors in it. I guess you could say like it's not a giant cast. Yeah, small cast, so you could focus on the story of it more. So there's not so many holes. Well, no holes at all actually. And it's really good, really intriguing, and as you try and figure out what the fuck is going on, like you figure it out either around the same time the actors or after they say it. I think that's really good. And no, yeah, it's just overall such a really good movie. So I'm gonna go with Nope.
Nice. Look at us, all in agreement. Look at this. All right. Next round, the Adam Sandler round. It's gonna be tough.
Oh,
Big Daddy or The Longest Yard.
oh,
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
damn.
Damn.
It's gonna get a little harder for you guys. Trust me. That was the easy few rounds. A little harder for y'all.
No, you know what? I got this. I'm gonna go with Big Daddy on this one. I haven't seen The Longest Yard enough times to like really, really remember it. It's like I just kind of remember like bits and pieces. But like, Big Daddy, it was funny. And I haven't seen that one that much either. Like dang, but like I feel like Big Daddy just had like a little bit more heart to it too, because it was about like him like basically becoming a man like through fatherhood in a way. And I thought, I think that's kind of interesting. And I think it was like one of the kids from Zack and Cody, so that's kind of cool.
Both of them.
Yeah,
Huh?
It was both. It was both of them. They were young enough to have them use them both. So
Oh hell yeah! Okay, so it was both of them. So that's even
Yep.
cool. Yeah, Big Daddy.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
All right, Joe, it's gonna be tough. Movie that you and I both love. Movies that you and I both love and quote all the time. What you got?
Okay. Guys, I love you guys, right? Don't hate me. I'm talking to a follower. Don't hate me. I'm gonna go with The Longest Yard though. Because we're talking about Adam Sandler. I love it. I love it so much. Like, don't get me wrong. I will rewatch the fuck out of Big Daddy. Like, me and my family watch. All my siblings know the movie. Everyone knows the movie. Fucking fantastic. Wonderful. But for me personally, it has to be when it comes to comedy, that one kills it. And there's so much more like quotable like quotes from the movie, and you guys have probably heard me and Doug talk like like oh yeah, all star and half a star. Shut up before I slit your slit your throat. Watch the dust come out, old man. Like that is funny. Or like you done broke in my nose. Like that's so. It's all the characters are so good. It's just a funny ass movie. You will die laughing from beginning to end. I don't care what you say. And if you don't find the movie funny, then you are soulless. Your comedy is broken. I don't want to hear it. There's no arguing. It's so fucking funny. I die laughing all the time. I could be 80 years old with no voice, deaf as shit, and no teeth, and I'm fucking insane. Put that movie on and I'm gonna die laughing and quote it like I just saw it yesterday. I love that movie. So The Longest Yard.
You're gonna hate me, Joe. I'm going with Big Daddy.
Fine.
I'm going. I love both these movies so much. I love Longest Yard. I probably quote more often, but Big Daddy, it means a lot to me and my dad. Growing up seeing that movie with him when I was a kid, means a lot to me. So and also just a lot of things that are very quotable was Scuba Steve, or the scene where that McDonald's like, sorry, Mickey D's ends breakfast at 10:00. The kids are trying because we gotta get a fucking Happy Meal. Like, so sorry for the loud review of the audience.
I think my favorite quote will always be when he finds out that he's dating the old man. It's just like, ugh, you're dating him? Like, you're gonna miss me when you have his old, saggy, sweaty body all over you. Like, his old, he's like so wrinkled and old, like, ugh, like,
And the best thing that opens up that thing, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't know your dad was in town." It's so funny. It's a lot of funny kind of like supporting cast, like Rob Schneider playing like the Middle Eastern deli guy. He's like, the kid goes, "I win." He goes, "What do you mean you win?" He goes, "I just win." And then Rob Schneider goes, "This is bullshit."
Oh, that movie is silly.
It's so funny. So I'm going with Big Daddy that one. All right. It's gonna be a little tougher, guys. Here we go. Friday versus White Chicks. Friday versus White Chicks.
Friday.
Y'all going Friday? All right, Nick.
I think I'm going Friday too.
I'm going Friday as well.
I love White Chicks. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, White Chicks.
Don't get me wrong.
Oh boy.
Like, Friday just seems it's more like iconic. You know what I mean? Like my dad quotes Friday.
Yeah.
Every time I see him.
You know, like you just got knocked the fuck out. Like,
yeah, it's like, bro.
Come on, Smokey, like, bro.
Every time in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. He's like, I like chickens. I like pig feet. Dang.
There's a great thing that makes me laugh every time I watch that movie is when Craig's in the kitchen, right? And he opens the thing and he sees Captain Crunch. He goes, "Yeah." This small thing, and I laugh every time I see it because it's so subtle. He goes, "Yeah," and he grabs the Captain Crunch.
Dude, I send this gif all the time, but it's when they're both sitting in front of the house and the chick walks by and they go, "Damn!" like it could be used so good, man. Like, oh my goodness, it's such a great movie.
That was a tough one because I love both. Both of them are just so funny. Or like in the White Chick scene is like, "Or lady, perhaps a salad? Perhaps not."
Dude, I love for the White Chicks. I love when he's up in the chick shop, and he's just like, "What about this one? I look like the fucking cow," and he's panicking, just like, "Okay, I'll get some help. I'll get you an exorcist." Like, you know,
or there's two scenes that crack me up too. Is like where he's like, "I can't believe you're not a woman, white." That's like this is all white party. Please. Or
Nico, get away from me.
Please. Or like they're or like he's having the fucking like the diarrhea and like he's in the bathroom and goes, "Move, bitch."
The most iconic scene that no one will ever get is when they're in the car. Remember the I miss you. I need you. Oh my god.
What you were saying, Nick?
He was so good.
No, his fucking like wife came by. He's like, "Honey, wait, it's a man." I was like, "Oh my gosh."
It's so funny, dude. I miss those days of comedies.
Remember the cops when they were searching the room and he smells it and he brings in he smells the underwear and the guy brings a mask and he goes.
Bro, that shit had me weak because like they were always playing like would you rather, something like that. He's like, "Would you rather this? Would you rather that?" He's like, "I'd rather this." He's like, "Ugh, you're disgusting." He's like, "Okay, what about you?" He's like, "No time, we gotta go." Like every time. Bro, and he would say it just so fucking chill and so fucking nonchalant. I'm like, yo, this dude's a fucking beast at that.
It's so funny, bro.
Just without fail, like, cause that would piss me off. Like, if I was a dude, like, no matter what I say, it's like, bro, what do you mean? Oh my gosh, that's funny.
It's so funny. All right, next round is gonna be a tough one as well. Indiana Jones, or as they call it, Raiders of the Lost Ark, or Return of the Jedi.
Raiders of the Lost Ark for me.
I'm going Raiders of the Lost Ark as well. I'm going Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I like Indiana Jones. Don't get me wrong, guys. I know my dad's probably listening to this, and he might. I don't know if he'll agree with me or not. He does I watched Star Wars, especially with my family. We watched Star Wars more than Indiana Jones. We did watch Indiana Jones, but we're a Star Wars family. So you know, I'm a bigger Star Wars fan than I am Indiana Jones.
I respect it.
Respect it. Yeah, I gotta go with Raiders just because of just like the Jones name, obviously. Haha.
Of course,
But
of course.
but just a big part of my child why I love movies. Again, I love Star Wars. I love the original trilogy so much, but Raiders is it's a perfect movie. And fun fact, Michael Bay was a PA on that movie.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, Michael Bay was a
Wow.
PA in that movie. Is that kind of fun fact? Yeah, it was his first big production job was a PA to Spielberg and George Lucas on
That's
on
insane.
on that. Is that crazy? So yeah, I'm going Raiders. All
That's
right,
crazy.
next round. It's gonna be a little bit of an obscure round. Movie celebrating its 20th anniversary today, actually, believe it or not.
Hmm.
Napoleon Dynamite or
Uh-huh.
Nacho Libre?
Hmm.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah,
Dynamite.
Napoleon. Like Nacho Libre was funny. I saw it for the first time like last year, and it was
Oh, really?
funny. Don't get me wrong, but it was kind of like it's like you're trying to kind of emulate the humor of Napoleon Dynamite. I think it was the same director, but it's like
Yes, sir.
it didn't quite have that spark. It
No,
was really funny though, but it was just kind of
Yeah.
like this is a very like dry comedy kind of. It was a little too dry for me.
yeah,
Like
trying to capitalize on
Nacho,
that.
yeah, Nacho Libre is very fun in its own way. I do
Yeah.
enjoy it because like nowadays, especially now because of TikTok, like it's trending again, and a lot
Yeah.
of people this past Halloween, mainly girls, dressed up as Nacho, in date outfit, with the blue shirt and the white pants, just these are my stretchy pants, like like a lot of people dressed up as that for Halloween. Like it's a great movie. I love Jack Black, but Napoleon Dynamite is just so hilarious, and it's such a gold mine of a
So funny.
like and the
Mhm.
actor who played the guy that's always working out and shit and always picking on him, they talked about like how like they shot the scene and it was connected, where he's riding the bike and he throws it and he hits him and he falls. Like
Uncle Rico.
that was literally him like hitting him. Like that wasn't
Jeez.
like a sound effect. Like that whole scene, like that was actually him just throwing it, hitting him and like actually like falling. So,
God
that's
damn.
hilarious, but it's also there's so much there's so much you can quote for the movie. Like
Oh my
there's no
God.
way you cannot love a movie that you can't like. I will love movies more, and I don't know if that's the same thing for people, but if I can quote a movie so often or just randomly, like I will love that movie because it's like I want to remember this whole movie. You know what I mean? Like, like where he's like eating the fucking tater tots, and the guy's like, "Hey, can I get some? Like, get your own."
It's wrong.
Gosh, and then
And he
still
fucking
gives him some.
and he fucking kicks it. He goes, "Ah, gross, freaking
Gross.
idiot."
Oh my gosh.
Idiot.
Or there's
Or the guy with the glasses just like you're just jealous because I'm talking
the
women
babes all day.
like
Babes all
babes all
day.
day.
Right?
If I could vote for Pedro on the T-shirt, the dancing, it's fucking hilarious. I love it. So many people remember. It's such a memorable movie with so like the cast and characters being so memorable.
So
Mhm.
it's so the dancing obviously and the smallest
Oh,
things. Where like with the
classic,
girl
iconic.
like the girl trying to sell like the earrings whatever. She goes, "I'm trying to save money for college," and he goes, "Your mom goes to college." It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Or like whenever I walk by a fucking like strip mall karate thing, I always think of like Rex Kwando. Break the wrist, walk away. Break the wrist, walk away. He goes, "You think I got where I am? I looking like Peter Pan over here? Forget about it." It's the funniest thing. Or like, "Come on, Tina, you fat lard. Eat the food. Eat the food." It's hard to believe when he turns 20 years old. I mean that ages us obviously, but like, god
Oh
damn
God.
man, a movie's literally
20. Oh my God. If it
it's
just
so
turned
fun.
20, I was 8 years
Oh, dude,
Crazy.
it's so funny.
I was
All right,
17, yeah.
All right,
it's
y'all. I'm gonna
it's
have to call it. Got
all right.
work
You know what?
early in the morning.
You know what? Let's end it here because we're gonna be cutting up. Because okay, so I have a lot more for volume two. So that was volume one. That was volume one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it here. Also, we're getting close so I can start editing the video part of the video part of the YouTube of it. So let's end it here. Should we do our one on ones of the night, Joe, or should we just?
Let me think. Sorry, I don't know how hold y'all up.
You're good.
I haven't really watched anything that I can think of for me personally. How about you?
We can no. I feel like those lists we just gave off. If you haven't seen those movies yet,
Yeah,
could be our one.
I think
one of the
those are
weeks.
good. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that list of movies is good, and especially because we haven't talked about some of them on
No,
the
we haven't.
podcast. So I think that'll be good.
All right, Joe. I guess
All
on, baby.
right, before we fully close out, let's let y'all shout yourselves out. Nick, you can start.
Nick Johnson. You can find me at Donic Vision on YouTube, capital D as in Donic, capital V as in Vision, and on Instagram at Donic Vision, all one word, all lowercase. Find us on YouTube and anywhere else that you can listen to podcasts. Pardon me.
All right, Doug.
Yes, you can find my personal Instagram, which is at theyoungjones on Instagram, and also on Twitter or X. It's gonna be at Capri_Sun SON. We also you find our show on socials on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All one word. Midway Avenue Productions. And thank you guys so much.
You guys can follow me on Twitch at the OG Cuban Rican. You can also find links to that Twitch on our link tree on our podcast Instagram. All right. And yeah, I try to stream as much as I can. Please check out the link tree because it does have links to everything, like our TikTok, Nick and Doug's, Instagram, my Twitch, Moses' stuff as well. And before you share us, tell your friends about us, do comment. We do love to see your comments. It does help when you guys follow and comment. It really does help us grow to make this community much larger than it currently is, because we do want to keep finding like-minded people and people who might not agree, but do love to have a safe space for their opinions. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this wonderful trip through our I'm spacing, sorry. Wonderful trip through our auditory, through our opinions, thoughts, mad ramblings, views on movie team, hatred for a certain celebrity. We do love you guys so much. It is truly an honor. We do love doing this, and we do love making this a giant community, giant family of movie lovers, and people who are interested in hearing views that are not bought. We love you guys. Stay safe. Have a good morning, afternoon, night. Deuces.
Like Joel said, get tested, please.
Get tested.